this. Welcome everybody to Banzai Interactive Cooking. My name is Chef Brandon AD, otherwise known as Buckaroo Banzai on the Twitch and the YouTubes and in the AltspaceVR. Today we are going to be having a lot of fun. We're going to be cooking some crab manicotti, and we're going to be cooking some homemade cannolis, including the shells, which I've never done before. So hopefully some people will pop in, and I know we'll have a good Altspace crowd probably at 2 o'clock. So let's get going with the tomato sauce. So I'm going to preheat my pan a little bit. Get some olive oil. Put some olive oil in the pan. And then what we've got is some San Marzano tomatoes. If you're making fresh tomato sauce, these are the ones you do it with. They're really sweet, and they always have a very good body of flavor, and it's pretty much the best product you can get out of Italy. And it doesn't matter. Cento makes a good one. I know there's a couple of, maybe 2 or 3 other people that you might find in the grocery store, but San Marzanos are the ones you make tomato sauce with. Otherwise, I have already ground up, chopped up my onion and my garlic. And we're going to start with the onion and garlic once the pan gets up to temperature. And one of the other things I've already pre-done, which we'll get into a lot later, is I've already sauteed off some spinach. I've cut up 2 of my shizito peppers, and that will go in the filling for the manicotti. I have some. I'm going to try these out because I don't have a pasta roller anymore because I haven't rolled pasta in quite a while. So I found these. They're no boiling required fresh pasta sheets. And so they absorb the water of either tomato sauce you put on top of them, and I've used a product like it, and it's good. So just to cut the time for making this at home, I mean, we're not cutting time because I'm making fresh tomato sauce. I mean, you can always just use a canned tomato sauce, but if I'm going for it, and I wanted to see if anyone. Oh, hey, Mom. If you don't know Mom, I'm making. Sorry, my mom just popped into Twitch. She's my biggest fan. I'm cooking some crab manicotti and some chocolate, or 2 different kinds of cannoli today. So we're starting off making the tomato sauce, and I have my onions right here, olive oil in the pan. And once you get the pan hot, I'm going to turn it down to about medium. And let the onions go ahead and caramelize a little bit. And while that's going, I'm going to take, let's see. I'm going to get a bowl, and see, these are going to be whole San Marzanos, and I'm just going to basically crush them with my hand to get them a little crushed up, and then at the end, when the sauce is finished, we're going to put it in the blender. I'm going to try to, my goal today is to keep looking at my chat. That is my next, I'm supposed to be on the new broadcast that I was going to use Streamlabs today, but then Streamlabs decided that I was doing something wrong, so I can't do that. So hopefully I have regular OBS going. So just watch after your onions. I'm going to turn it up a little bit more to get them going. And I'm also using a wide lip pan, as you see over here. There you go. And so we can cook the tomato sauce down relatively quickly. And then you can end up with big chunks like that. And I just kind of want to watch out for the squirting at you, but just, make sure your hands are washed. And I just kind of pull them apart by hand. And then, and as I said, we're gonna put it in the blender later on. But this just helps them break up a little. So if you put them in whole, they tend to take longer to break down, and we don't have all day. All right, that's pretty much got it. Let's get my other can. And once you got your hands dirty, there's no reason just to stick it in. Use your hands as a spatula. And of course, if you want to do this, have some rubber gloves on or anything. So sometimes people makes them feel icky, sticking their hands in tomato sauce. But I like it. I guess I got to turn that feed off. Have the second computer up, which you see in the little monitor, but I'm not. That's where I do the AltspaceVR, which if some of you've watched before, you know that is, but I'm going to turn it off as soon as I get done with this until we go into the Altspace later on. And I want to be quick about this because I got to stir my onions. Alright, that's pretty much got it. All right. Now they're starting to get. I like mine a little bit slightly brown, just for a little more depth of flavor. And once they start getting a little bit brown like they are now, I'm going to throw my garlic in. This is about I had a little bit of onion left over, so it's probably like 3/4 of a big onion is what's in there right now. And then this is about, I think it's 9-10 cloves of garlic. I like mine really garlicky, and when you cook it down, it's going to lose flavor pretty fast. So I like a lot in there. Then let's see if I can get the camera over. Since this is an experimental day, getting used to Twitch. See if I can give you all a decent shot of the pan. Yeah, there we go. Let's see how that looks. Oh yeah, that looks good. Yum, yum, yum. So you want to keep this going a little bit. So you only want the garlic to get soft and not really brown a whole bunch. Once you start noticing the garlic getting kind of brown, that's when we're going to put in the tomatoes. And since I have, you know what? think. Now I bought this. This is Madeira. It's like a fortified wine. I want to see it there. And this is for the cannoli shells actually. But since I have it, I think I'm going to add just a little bit, since I don't have any white wine or anything. And I usually do like to put a little bit of white or red if I have it. Let me see if I have any. No, I don't have any red. But this is, I think I might actually add a little bit of this since I have it, because it's usually just used in cooking, and it's not as strong of a flavor as marsala is, which is what the recipe called for the cannolis. But my local liquor store did not have any. They were out of marsala. So I'm going to use a little bit of Madeira because I think it will be good. I'll just use like half a cup or so, and reduce down the alcohol. And I think that'll give it a nice little extra something something. So yeah, our garlic was starting to get brown. There we go. I'm going to let the alcohol go off and reduce down. Taste. Yeah, see, it's good high like you don't have to add any they're really sweet tomatoes, and so all you have to mainly do is just add some salt and pepper. But we'll get there. So this is going to reduce off fairly quickly. Oh, and then I got some double concentrated tomato paste. So we're going to break into that. I'll stir that in right now, just for a little more depth. And Palmy makes a good product. It's another Italian company. Basically, if you're buying tomato products in the grocery store, look for the stuff from Italy. As a rule of thumb. Alright, now that liquor's mostly boiled off, or wine, more like it. I'm going to stir in the tomato paste. Now we're going to add our tomatoes. Oh yeah. That is going to give us a wonderful tomato sauce, and should only have to cook about an hour. It'll be done once we get into the VR portion of the show. That's when we'll let this go until then, and then for that we're going to add some fresh herbs at the end, and then we're going to blend it. So you want to watch this, and you know what I'm going to get. Where is my little doohickey? Ah, there it is. Sorry about the noise. I just remembered I have this, which will be nice. I grant you it's not quite large enough, but it will help. It's a splatter guard, so when the tomato sauce starts bubbling, it keeps it from, splattering, or guards against it. Now, I normally have this on a smaller pot, but as I said, we want to kind of cook this fairly quickly. The other thing that I've done for the cannolis is, 2 weeks ago, I made a cake for my wife, and for her birthday, and I made a mirror glaze to go on top of it, a chocolate mirror glaze. And so I've saved that. And then for the show, I did reheat some. You can see that on camera there. And then you need to let it sit for a good, hour and a half just to come back to room temperature to use. And I'm going to start heating up my oil, and see it's already stopped some of the splatter. Come over there. There you go. I'm going to turn that. So yeah, we're at kind of right around medium on our heat in the on the oven. All right, now we are going to make some cannoli dough. I have to get my recipe real quick. As I said, I've never made this before, and I'm going to walk y'all through it. So I'm going to use some cake flour. You can use just regular flour, but I wanted to see if it would, for any reason, get any like puffier when I fry the shells if I used cake flour. We'll see. Let's bring this back over here. And then, just let me wash this bowl out. Oh yeah, wait, let's turn. There we go. Sorry, computer adjustments. All right. I'm going to use my same bowl. Just the other thing I'm trying to get used to doing in here is cleaning as I go, especially during the pre-show here. So this is what I'm going to try to do every week now, is do a pre-show on Twitch, so I can be in the. Thank you. Thanks, Mom. It's not done yet. The tomato sauce isn't done yet. She said good job on the tomato sauce. Well, you gotta wait till it's done. And you do want to keep an eye on it so it doesn't burn. You gotta stir, stir, stir. And bring the sides into the middle as you stir. Oh, and then let's go ahead and put a little salt in too. Put a little bit of salt and some black pepper. And this is just a triple pepper blend that just kind of, it's the thing that constantly stays in my coffee grinder. It's just black pepper. Or whatever pepper I'm using until I use it all up. Alright. Now I'm going to turn that down a little bit more while so we're going to start getting into the dough here. Okay, so let's see. We have 1 3/4 cup wait. 1 3/4 cup of flour. That is 1. this box. Sorry. Baking, you kind of want to try to, or you always want to make it as level as you can. So that's 1/4. Yep, 2/4. And 3/4. There we go. And flour gets everywhere. And boom. Stir, stir, stir. Stir, stir, stir. Right, then clean off this real quick. I should just keep my towel here. I keep putting it back over there and I keep kneading it. All right, then we have 1.5 tablespoons of granulated sugar. You were going. I'm glad I had this screen. She's a sputtering. Sputtering away. All right. Let's see, we got 1.5 tablespoons. There we go. I like things a little sweeter, so I'm just going to go 2 tablespoons. I think I might need that later. All right, and then.
Hello, everyone.
You gonna show the kitten off? The new kitten's getting bigger.
Did you hear the little tiny meow? It was so cute. Oh.
Oh.
He jumped
Hey,
off.
Finn. Okay.
His name is Finn,
and
and he's 9 weeks old and about to be 10 weeks old.
all right, then I need an egg, 2 eggs. So I need 1 whole egg, and then 1 egg white. So I'm really not going to use that for anything. So I'm just not going to dirty that bowl. There we go. All right, and then what we have over here is I have my little mini food processor set up on my blender stand, and then we got, since I'm using salted butter because that's all I had, I'm not going to add any salt. The recipe does call for a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, but that's all going to be in the butter anyway. So let's go ahead and put this in the food processor. Add the egg. And I did let this butter kind of come or get a bit softer so it would be a bit more pliable when I went to do it. So 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter. So 1, 2, 3, about right there. If you get your butter softened, it's just going to make the process a little bit faster. All right. That. Oh, Ben. Kitten underfoot. You okay? No, I didn't step on him. He just went up against the back of where, like, I felt him on my leg. I kind of sideswiped him a little bit. He's okay. And then we're gonna have a third of a cup.
Show him the kitten.
Yeah. It's gonna be the new star of the show. Okay. Oh, look at my RAO message above.
It was like.
I don't understand, Mom.
Yeah.
Say hi to Mimi.
Hi. Me.
All right, and then this is a third of a cup. Third of a cup of Madeira.
Oh, and hit the like button, please.
And then we're gonna pulse this. Whoa. What's wrong here? Come on, you were working earlier. Okay, the thing is giving me trouble now. Come on, don't do this to me. There we go. What is going on here? Sorry, technical difficulties. I might need to do this by hand. This little mechanism is not working for some reason. Damn. Oh, okay. Hold on. Thought I had this all battened down, and apparently it was not. There we go. There, it wasn't locked. I see. There we go. And this is coming out a little bit, what I perceive as a little bit wet. Stir. So I'm going to add just a touch more flour. Just a touch. That looks good. All right. Get the bowl. Let's see, how am I doing on time? All right, we're doing okay. Now, I'm supposed to ideally let this rest for about a half an hour, but we are going to, I'm going to let it rest after we're going to roll the cannoli rounds out and cut them out right now, and then I will let them rest a little bit before we do, because I'm. Oop, can't let that get in here. Sorry, I just had a little rubber piece come off the top. I want to make sure I save that. Alright. It'll get a little rest here while I'm preparing the surface. I'm going to get a little more flour. I know I do not want this to be outwardly like too wet. It needs to be a drier dough. Alright, that will do for now. Okay, and now I need to prepare the surface. Processor gave me a scare there. Oh, hello, Pizza 17 FTW. Welcome. Always good to see a new person in there as I'm trying to grow this channel. I'm both on YouTube and Twitch, and I'm just now starting to try to concentrate a little bit more on the Twitch audience. That's why I'm doing a prep show before I do the live cooking demonstration in VR in about a half an hour. Alright, so let's get our surface. Where did I put the cutters? I'll get my cutters. Get the big one. Let's see. It should. No, big one's going to be too big. Let's see. These are the rounds. See that little? It's just a pipe that kind of contracts in on itself, and you don't want the cannoli shell to be much bigger than the round. So I think this one, that one will be good. I think that one will be good. So we're going to have some smaller cannolis, but that is just fine. I like the smaller cannolis. Alright, then we're going to flour our surface. Sugar away for now. And we're going to get our dough. Oh, we got to stir, stir, stir. Never forget to stir, stir, stir. At this point, I'm turning it all the way down low because we've actually have a good reduction on it. And wait, let's see. I hope you're still watching Pizza 17. Again, I'm still getting used to looking at the chat. In fact, I have two signs up in front of me that says "Don't forget to look at the chat," because I'm still getting used to that element of the whole thing. All right, now I have a special. If you can find it, I have this rolling pin, and it has these little guards on it. Since I have to roll out, like that's the biggest guard. It's just a little piece of plastic and it goes on the end right here. But these we want to roll out to like a 1/16 of an inch, so I put the smallest, and that's the smallest guard here. So once it gets down all the way to the desired length, then you don't need to worry about, everything's going to be the same height once I have this all rolled out nice. Flour the top a little bit. I do have some baking experience. I did bake for about a year and a half to see what the other side of cooking was like. Alright, and that should be pretty much a perfect 1/16 of an inch thick. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, nice and uniform. And then I will get a plate. Putting the rounds on. Alright. So let's see. No, they're going to need to be bigger. They are going to need to be bigger indeed. Alright, we're going to roll this back out. Once I cut it out, then we're going to re-roll the dough anyway. So let's try the biggest one and see how that works. So again, I have never made these before. Let's see how that fits around. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, so it's the biggest one. Alright, we'll just cut our rounds. Rounds. Oops. Get a little pastry sheet from below. Put that on top. That's a little divider. And then come over here and stir, stir, stir. Take this even lower since I have a triple burner on. I'm going to take it down to the double and all the way down. Good. Let's cross our fingers. My biggest worry is right now is once I put these things on the little let's see if I can get one more. Get one more. Yeah, there we go. Once I put these things on the cylinders, how well they're going to stick to the cylinder because it goes in the fryer all together. So now I'm going to re-roll my dough. Once more, let's get a little extra flour. So we'll start sticking to the top of your rolling pin. So when it does that, just add a little more flour. Oop, come on. unscrewed here. All right. One more. Paper. I'm just going to give this what? Probably about 4, 8, 10, at least 11 cannolis. I'll try to roll this out one more time, at least get one more round out of it. Maybe 2. I think we can get 2. I think we can get 2. We're going to get 2. We're going to get 12 cannolis. Yes. Alright. And that's about all we can make out of that. Now I do want to cover this. With 2 more rounds, and then we're just going to let these sit at room temperature for right now. And see how we're doing on time. Alright. And then shortly here, we're going to take a brief pause, and I'm going to get into AltspaceVR. And anybody watching, there will be a brief pause. And then at 2:05, usually the show in AltspaceVR starts at 2, and I usually wait about 5 minutes for enough people to get in there. And then at 2:05, I will go back live on all 3 platforms, and we will do the main bit of cooking. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else I needed to do for the prep, but I think we're looking all right. So I'm going to make the manicotti themselves. Oh, we'll make the mix live. I want to make sure that everything is kosher in AltspaceVR. So one more time, I'll bring this over so you can see what the tomato sauce looks like now. So it's thickened up a good bit. I'm going to add a teeny bit more salt. There we go. That's it right there. We'll take this even lower, down to a single burner on all the way low. And then, let's take this back over here. These on top so that doesn't curl up. All right, and then I'm going to chop some herbs real quick for later on. and then do our little pause. So in the garden, I've got some thyme. This is all going to be for the sauce. I am going to put some, since I have some parsley left over that needs to get used, I will be putting some parsley into the ricotta mix that goes in the filling for the manicotti. But I just wanted to get some of the herbs chopped, or at least picked, because this is a tedious part. So what I have, this is thyme, and I have some rosemary, and I have some what was left of my oregano, which has kind of gotten, it's really hot here in Savannah, Georgia, and so I haven't tended to the garden as much as I would like, and it is now has some weeds and other various things that block the oregano, which is usually a very, very tenacious herb. Alright, this is the oregano. Oh, that smells good. Now, we aren't going to add this until the very end. We can chop it right now. The only thing I don't want to chop is the parsley, because it will start losing its flavor fairly quickly. But I can chop the thyme and the rosemary and the oregano. You don't want too much rosemary, I think that's enough. I don't usually put rosemary in the tomato sauce, but you know, I wanted something a little different. If I'm making a fresh tomato sauce, and which I haven't actually made a fresh tomato sauce, I haven't cooked any Italian aside from just some spaghetti for my wife now and again, and all she wants is just, you know, plain old spaghetti and the Sam's Club tomato sauce. Anybody in there? Nope. Now you want to chop this up real fine too, especially with the rosemary. Because nobody likes rosemary, little gritty pieces of rosemary in their teeth. Alright. One more. Alright. We're going to put our herbs in here. Put it over here on my prep deck. Wipe off my cutting board. And now we're going to take a brief break. I'm going to continue broadcasting live, but I'm going to put my little break card up. We'll be back at about 2:05 to join, and please join us for the live VR section of the show. Be back soon. Okay, let's see if I come up on the screen. There we go. Excellent. Okay. Well, sometimes you have a light show, folks. And I'm just getting started out. Usually I have a decent crowd, but none of my friends seem to be in AltspaceVR today, so we're just gonna go ahead and cook this. If anybody pops in, then I might pop into AltspaceVR and talk to them real quick, because I am on a delay. So let us continue the main portion. All right, so I have two different kinds of basil here from my garden. I just have regular Genovese basil and some purple basil. And let me do this so y'all can see. And we're just going to choppy. Oh, and so we're going to I'm going to go ahead and put in the thyme, rosemary, and oregano right now. I'm going to turn us back up on the triple burner. Add the fresh herbs. And I'm going to put the basil in last, because we can actually cook the oregano, the thyme, and the rosemary. We can cook a little bit. I mean, just, we're talking a minute or two while we finish chopping this. But once we put the basil in, you don't want to keep heating it. And then I'm going to pulse it in the blender immediately after adding basil. So we actually don't need to chop it up that much because it's going to get blitzed in the blender. Oh, hello. I have someone came in. Hello, Nick. You'll hear it in a second. If you want to, I don't have my headphones on right now, but feel free, anybody that pops in AltspaceVR. Hello, Nick. Thank you for coming to the show. We're making manicotti and cannoli today. If you want to talk to me, either you can message me like via the messenger in AltspaceVR, and I will see it on the screen. Or if you really need to ask a personal question or talk to me, just come up to my avatar and I can pop in and put my headphones on and go into AltspaceVR. But enjoy the show. Hopefully you stick around for the end and can make some suggestions about what we want to see next week, because this was a viewer suggestion that I make some Italian food. So what I have done so far is made a tomato sauce of just onions, garlic, and San Marzano tomatoes, salt and pepper. We reduced that down for a good half an hour, and now it is pretty much ready to go. And if you want to see that process, it is on the YouTube and or the Twitch channel. You can go back and watch that, because I do a prep show on the YouTube and the Twitch beforehand. So I'm going to stir in my basil. And then come over here to the blender. I'll have to have something to put it in. What can I put it in? Aha. I'll use this. Well, yeah, why not? Alright. I'm going to take the tomato sauce, and we're going to go in 2 batches. Or maybe I can get it all into one. We'll see. No, I'm going to go in 2 batches. Just to be safe, do it in 2. as long as you have your thing half full. And here is the main thing you want to remember is you take this thing out, especially if you're blending something hot. Take this out, you put a towel over the top, and then you're never going to have an explosion from your blender if you do it that way. You want to start off low and come up to medium is what I just did. Oh, looks like we have. Alright. And that should have us nice and blendy. Oh. Nice and herby. That'll even help me pour it a little later on. Alright. Then put the rest in. Now I have preheated my oven. We're going to try something a little bit different today. Usually with manicotti, you take it and you put it in a baking sheet and all the manicotti are stuffed together, and then especially that first one that you take out. Oh, hello, we have some new viewers. Say hello, Andres, and hello, Tom. Thank you for popping in. Again, if y'all want to, if you have any questions, you can message me in Altspace. This is my avatar. See, that's me. It is a live feed, and so if y'all have any questions during the show, please feel free to just use the messenger, or if you really, thank you for the emojis. All right, so we're going to continue to blend up our tomato sauce. We get some people in Altspace. Thank y'all for coming. Let's see. Right on. So we have our tomato sauce blended. And if you stick around until after the show, I will pop back in as my avatar after the show in Altspace and talk to everybody and get suggestions for the end of the show. Alright, so we have our tomato sauce. Again, if y'all want to see the preparation for it, you can go back on my YouTube channel or my Twitch channel, and you can see all the prep portion of the show. So now we're going to make the filling. I've already taken some ricotta cheese, so you can see right there. And we're going to add some mozzarella. I like to do like about equal portions ricotta to mozzarella. And I know I'm going to have a bunch of this left over. And then we're going to take at about half of what I have. We're going to take 2 eggs, break that into there. And then stir, stir, stir. And I did buy a low moisture mozzarella. You can use fresh. It's just be aware that you're going to have a lot more water coming out of fresh mozzarella. And you might have to bake it a little bit longer, or it might come out a little bit runny. But the egg is what it binds it together. All right, so we have our cheese mixed in there. Actually, you know what? Well, no, I'm going to save that for the top. All right. And then what I have is these are no-bake pasta sheets. I love these things. I don't have a pasta roller right now. Let's see if anybody else has popped in. Oh, we have Jack in here too. Hello, Jack. welcome to AltSpace. Welcome to the show. Again, if y'all have any questions, just feel free to message me through the messenger in AltSpace, and I will see it on my screen. Well, you'll see it pop up on the screen too, on the little screen. All right, so what I'm going to do is spread. I'm going to put a little bit of the filling down. And then what I have here is the real secret ingredient. This is some snow crab shirimi. My local grocery stores had it, and if it ain't crab, I'm pretty sure they say it's snow crab, and it tastes like freaking crab. If it ain't crab, then that's a really good product. And so this is snow crab shirimi. It's already picked. I just put two little slices, or 2 pieces down per. Trying to get the camera right. There we go. Two pieces inside the manicotti, and I'm going to put a little bit more on top. And thank you. I still have some friend requests in AltSpace. I will friend all of you as soon as the show is over. And my hands are a little bit cleaner. And then I'm just going to roll that up. We're going to press it down a little bit so it's kind of flat. And what I'm going to do, since I want a nice presentation and I want this to cook fairly quickly, is I'm going to lay them out on a big sheet pan. I got one that I could throw away. And so they're going to be kind of separate. They're not going to be squished right next to each other, and they're going to cook faster because I want to, kind of the point of this show, once I start the cooking portion of it, we want it to go fast. So after we do this and we're making the cannolis, by the time we get done with the cannolis, then this should be done. And then we should be good to go. So we're gonna, a little on top, Oh, we got a couple more people in. All right. And we don't want to overfill, because again, we want to kind of push it down flat, so when we put the sauce and the cheese on top, it'll kind of lay on top and not roll off quite as much. And now I am going to bump my fryer up to 360 degrees and let that come up for when we do our cannolis after I fill enough of these to feed my family. Because we have mother-in-law coming over today, and I have my beautiful wife and lovely daughter Lily. In fact, I need to remember to make one of these for Miss Lily that doesn't have crab in it, because trying to get most 7-year-olds to eat anything with crab in it is very hard, apparently. Even though me and my wife are both really big seafood people. Especially since I'm in the South. I'm in Savannah, or just outside Savannah, Georgia, where we can get some very nice seafood. If y'all weren't here 2 weeks ago, we did some Maryland-style crabs that were just wonderful. And here we can get a dozen large for like $25, which is almost unheard of anywhere but like here in South Louisiana and places like that. Hope everybody's having fun in AltSpace. Oh, that's going to be a good one. And again, anybody that hangs around till after the show, I will take suggestions for next week. Actually, no. Well, I will take suggestions for another show, but next week is going to be, we're going to try something else, because we're going to go over to friends of ours and do some barbecue, and I'm going to do some barbecue ribs. But I'm going to be at, it's going to be my first on location show. So we'll see how that goes. I think I'm gonna fit, let's see if I can fit 2 more, which will be perfect because that's 1 pack of sheets of these pasta sheets. If I want to make more later, I can make more after we get all done, but that'll be enough for our purposes here today on Banzai Interactive Cooking. In fact, I'm pretty much out of crap. I have 1 piece left for me to munch on personally, and then the rest will have to be regular manicotti that I make later on. Alright, so we have our crab manicotti. Yummy. Roll, roll, roll. Press, press, press. And then this last one is for the child. She just gets plain old cheese. Even this, watch, it's going to be difficult. All right. Now, we want to take our sauce see if I can get a good shot here. Bring the camera over a little bit so y'all can get up close and personal. There we go. Did I lose a spoon? No, cool. I did not lose the spoon. Make sure they have a nice gap, as much of a gap between each one as we can. And then want a spoon. And also what I'm going to do right at the end, since these are no-bake sheets, they kind of, they essentially absorb the liquid you put on top, but we're not going to be doing in a baking dish, which we normally would be doing manicotti in. So I'm just going to put basically a little bit of water on the bottom of the pan, and that should suffice. It's going to steam off, but it's going to steam the manicotti nicely, or the noodles, to make sure they get as tender as they're supposed to be. And I'm hoping this works out, because I've never done a quick version of manicotti before. I'll see y'all there in Altspace hanging out. Let's see. Yep, there you see yourself. What is it? Yep, Jack, that's you in there. It is all live, and that is me as my avatar. I'm just not, I can't be in 2 places well, I can be, well, right now I'm in three or four places at once, but I have not found a way yet to, I don't have a, what's it called, the augmented reality helmets where you can actually see what you're doing and then see into Altspace at the same time. So I believe they're pretty damn expensive. Do we have somebody else pop in back there? Let's see who that is. We have Mario. Mario Pie. Welcome to the show, Mario Pie. Alright, so now I'm going to take more mozzarella. Just for good measure. I'm going to make sure it's real saucy, because this is, yeah. I think that'll do us nicely right there. And then we're going to put the mozzarella on top. And then I also have another cheese. Usually you would also, use some Parmesan, but if you've been to the show, there's one cheese that I prefer. It's very Parmesan-like, but it's done with balsamic vinegar. It's called Bella Vitano. This is the label that you want to look for. It's available in a lot of different grocery stores. And I grated some of that up beforehand. I'm going to put that on top too. And this is just, it's softer than regular Parmesan. Oh, hello. Hello, Jack Wilkinson. Looks tasty. All right, yes. Oh, and hello, Chloe Chapman. Hello. Thank y'all for popping into Twitch. Today, so we're continuing to cook some crab manicotti here, the quick way. And that's why I have it all spaced out in a pan, because hopefully by the time we get done, we're about to do some cannolis. Hopefully by the time we get done with the cannolis, then doesn't that look good?
It does look good.
All right. What?
I'm hungry. Can I taste some of that?
It has egg in it. So.
Probably not.
I mean, you can taste it. It's not going to kill you, but. Whoa. Go in the oven. And again, I'm at 425 right now. In fact, I might. Yeah, it's a hard decision to see if I want to bump it up a little bit. I'm gonna see. I'll see where it's looking on it in a few minutes and see how we're going. Maybe stick a thermometer in. Oh damn! Damn!
Damn what?
Well, no, I'll put it at the bottom. I wanted to put spinach on top, and I forgot. I always forget at least one thing. So actually, what I'll do is I'll heat the spinach back up at the end, and then I'll put it on the bottom, and then lay the noodle on top, and that's what'll work. So we don't have much spinach anyway, so that'll just be for the three of us. All right, let's get on to put this over here. The cannolis. All right, so this one I had two different kinds of ricotta here today. The one I put in the cannoli or in the manicotti had a little bit more moisture in it. I have somebody else in there. Let's see. Hello, Lily. You have the same name as my daughter. Welcome to the show in Altspace. Let's see. The missus is hungry. Hurry up, says Jack. It's cooking, Jack. It's cooking. All right. Yeah, she. All right. What am I doing? Okay, so let's do the ricotta. Where's my bowl? Oh, that's right. We got to go in here. Okay. Now, a lot of cannoli recipes will just call for. Oh, wait. Let's get to. Oh no, we'll do the mix first. Okay, so a lot of recipes will just call for ricotta cheese, but I like if I'm making the cannoli filling. I've never made the shells before, like what we're about to do today, but I like to put a little mascarpone cheese. But they didn't have any mascarpone at the grocery store, so I just got some whipped cream cheese, and we're gonna start with that. I'm gonna put about and let me look at my cannoli filling recipe real quick. Okay, so the recipe I have calls for 32 ounces of ricotta, but since I put the extra cream cheese in there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to whip this momentarily. With my mixer, but I also let it soften at room temperature a good bit. So it doesn't really need it, plus it's whipped cream cheese. Actually, yeah, that's already very loose. And then I'm going to add most of this container of ricotta, and this is a lower moisture one, so it won't seep out as much. Because if you have a higher moisture one, then you want to like put it on cheesecloth and kind of let the as much liquid as you can come out of it. But that should be the amount of cream cheese. All right, left. Should be 32 ounces right there. And then, what I'm doing today is I'm going to do an orange. Actually, wait. I need to whip this, and we're going to divide it into two different things. My wife wanted a specific kind. Oh wait, how much sugar? Let's see, we need some sugar. Sugar. 1.5 cups powdered sugar. Where is my... There we go. All right, so we're gonna get 1.5 cups of powdered sugar. That's one. Essentially, I'm going to make an orange and chocolate chip one. I like mine a little sweeter, so I'm going to go a little over 1.5 cups, about 1 3/4 cup. So we have, I'm just going to mix that together, and then we're going to separate that into 2. So let's do that. You want to start off slow so the sugar doesn't go everywhere. And then we can rip. All right. Then I'm going to have about 1/2 cup of chocolate chips that go in. A little more. Put some chocolate. Oh, she won't care. Okay. Just forgot exactly what I told you what I was going to do. That is my daughter Lily. You want to say hi to everybody in Altspace?
Hi! I'm hungry, so I'm just getting this. Dad, I'm hungry, so I'm just getting this.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to take half of this. We'll get another. We'll put it into a bowl, and then we're going to reserve that for the second kind of filling that we're going to do here. I'm going to keep the other half in here, and then what I'm going to make, we're going to do some orange zest. And you want as fine of a grater as you can get for the orange zest, and you don't want to go too deep, because once you get into the white of the orange, this is called the pith, and that part is very bitter. So you only just want the outside of the orange skin where all the yummy orange oils are. So that's what we're going for. I wanted to show y'all that. Let's see. Got anybody else? It's my goal today. I have 2 signs up here today that says, "Look at the chat," because I'm horrible at looking at the chat, but I'm getting better at it. All right. So then we have our wonderful, beautiful orange zest there. And then we mix that up. Where is up? Have our filling. And it doesn't require much mixing. I'm going to give it another bowl. And then what I'm going to do actually is kind of, this right there, is I'm going to stick this in the freezer, and hopefully it will firm up just a little bit before I actually pipe it into the cannoli shells that we're about to fry. And cross your finger on that one, because I'll tell you how I made the see the cannoli. Okay, let me put this in the freezer. All right. Then with this one, and it can have it'll have a little bit orange tinge to it, but c'est la vie. Now, also what I've done is a few weeks ago, for my wife's birthday, I fixed her a Smith Island cake, and I made some mirror glaze. And when you make mirror glaze, you have to make a lot of it. So I had a good bit left over, and I melted some ahead of time. And then with mirror glaze, you can look up a recipe online. They're pretty common to find. But when you heat it up, you have to actually let it sit and come back to room temperature before you could really use it. So we're going to put a little bit of this into the filling, and then I'm going to use the rest of it later to coat the outside of some of the shells. And we'll see how that goes. I'm going to and this should actually help this one firm up, because the thing about mirror glaze is what makes it shiny is you use a lot of gelatin. Now we're going to put that back over here. Spin, spin, spin. And now we have this wonderful chocolatey goodness. Uno mas bowl. I'm going to put this in the freezer also to try to get it to firm up a little bit. And then we will move on to the scary part, which is the shells. All right. Okay. All right. Now the shells, so you know. Okay. We did earlier. If y'all want to know how to do the shells, again, go back. I do a prep show before the AltspaceVR show starts. Wait, who's this? Twister. Hello. Or Eric. Welcome, Eric, to the show. We're about to start the cannolis, and we have some manicotti in the oven. Let's see if there's anybody in that chat. Nope. All right. So for the shells, for the cannolis, it is 1 3/4 cup of flour, 1 1/2 tablespoons of sugar, a little bit of salt, but I used salted butter because that's all I had. So I didn't put any salt. I used 3 tablespoons of butter, 1/3 of a cup. It's all good. 1/3 of a cup. The recipe calls for marsala, but they didn't have any marsala at my store, so what I got is some Madeira, which is another fortified wine, which is very nice. And that's my daughter back there. And then we basically like blitz that up, and it's one egg white and 1 large egg, and we you basically put all that into a food processor, blitz it up into a dough, and then we rolled it out. And then she's shown the kitten several times.
Okay, guys.
You can show them. This is our new family member, Fennec.
This is Fennec. Say hi, Fennec.
So what I have here is the cannoli shells that we cut out earlier on the show. Thank you for the hearts, everybody. I love the hearts, Nick. And then these are the cannoli forms, I guess, and basically they just have this little ridge here where you can pinch them and they'll go in on themselves, and that's how you kind of pull them out of the or pull this out of the shell once it's fried. And then we're just going to wrap the shell around the form. I'm going to kind of press it, and then hopefully it stays on and does its thing. And I think I can fit about 3 of these at the same time in the fryer. So that is what we're going to try. So let's roll. Oop, I did that one backwards. Again, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this is I've never actually I've made a cannoli stuffing before, but filling. Sorry, but I've never been in a place where we actually made the shells. And someone last week wanted me to cook some Italian food, and it turns out that Italian desserts, it's either tiramisu or everything is frozen or needs to be heated and cooled, and I can't do that all in the space of one show. It would take too long. And then my wife was like, well, what about cannolis? So that's why we're making cannolis today. All right, so we're going to pop these in to the fryer, metal and all, and see what happens. In the meantime, I'll wrap 3 more. So I need to start from the bottom and then go up. That's how to do it. So like, I put the long end, you start on the bottom of that, and then you wrap top on the, since it has, so it kind of looks like that. All right. Anybody? I think my mother-in-law has arrived for dinner. This is the alternative motive for doing this show too, is just so we have a nice family Sunday dinner every week, as long as we all remain COVID-free. Knock on wood. Put this on. All right. Then, let's check. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh crap. Well, they didn't stay on.
What didn't stay on?
They didn't stay on. Wait, one did.
Granny's here, babe.
Obviously, I need to press them down a little farther. Well, 2 of them came off, but 1 of them stayed on. So now I know I really have to press these down. So let's press until it's all one form so it doesn't let go of the mold. Let's see if anybody else is here. Hello, John. Welcome to the show. And if y'all have any questions, feel free to just message me on through the AltspaceVR Messenger. I will see it on screen. There's a little bit of a delay, as you can see. But if y'all have any questions during the show, I'm more than happy to answer them. And then if you stay until the end, then I will answer questions personally as my avatar. All right, let's see. All right, that looks about done. So here's our first one that came out. All right, now cross your fingers that these come out, or else we're just going to be having like open face cannolis.
Oh no, they didn't stick on.
Oh no, one stuck, 2 of them didn't, so I just need to press it down a little bit. Look, see, I got that, but this one stayed on.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, so I just need to press this down a little tighter than I expected.
I'll get my kitten. My kitten. My kitten.
Watch out for the wires.
Got him.
For the
Okay.
wires.
Here.
They saw him.
The kitten.
A little. Oh, poor Fennec.
Okay, Fat Leg.
Okay.
We've showed him enough.
hear his little meow.
He does have a very cute little meow.
Tell Granny about your fort.
My fort.
All right.
My fort is a fort.
Still doing the show. All right, and then we'll gonna do our one more round here.
Yeah, I'm the doctor.
Press, press, press.
See, I'm the doctor.
Let's see, how we doing? Oh yeah, well, we're gonna have a little bit of a long show today, I guess. I tried to be a little bit more aggressive than I usually am. But if you don't catch the whole show and you want to see how it finished, and you can't hang out in Altspace like all day or whatever, you can check out the YouTube or the Twitch channel, and it will be up. Everything will be up there. Because I'm trying to develop in more than one way, but this is the first and only cooking, like live cooking show in AltspaceVR right now, and which makes it, I was going for trying to do something unique, and I want to grow our Altspace community because it is a great group of people who are very supportive of each other. In fact, this would have never been possible if not for my buddies in Altspace who helped me get all this done. While that's working, here, let me give you all a sneak peek of how the manicotti is doing in the oven. Oh yeah. So that seems to be working out. In fact, I think I'm going to turn it down to 400. All right. Almost all of those have stuck onto the thing. So yes, we just need to make sure. Oh, let's see if I can. All right, this one's cooled off now. So if I press this in, there it goes. Ha-ha! We have a cannoli shell! Yay! Right on, right on. All right, let me get, while those are frying. Buddy, nope. I'm gonna have a wire rack because we're gonna try to put some mirror glaze on a couple of these. And I'm gonna let this cool on the wire rack over here. If y'all want to see that, see, it's just a little wire rack. All right, these should be about done. Oh no, one came out. What happened to the... Oh. I left one of the rounds in there, that one of the ones that came off of the shell. I was like, one came off, but no, it's just the one I left in there from before. All right, let's put a shell around this one. And they're almost ready. And then once we get this last batch, or this next batch frying, I will attempt to load my pastry bag, because hopefully the cannoli filling has cooled off a little bit in the freezer. Again, yeah, that was good. Right on, right on. All right, we just let those cool off a little bit. Oh, these actually bubbled a little like they're supposed to. I think I might have gotten those a little bit crispier than that first one, which is awesome. All right, let's try. I'm gonna try to do. No, I won't overcrowd it. Okay. Now I'm going to get a cup. The best way to load a pastry bag is get your pastry bag, put it down into a cup, and then kind of fold the pastry bag over a little bit like that, and then smush it down as far as it'll go. Then oh yeah, that's good. Oh, that's good. One spoon. Some of the filling. Put the rest of this. Back into the fridge. And there we have our pastry bag. And actually, I'm just going to let it stand there in the cup. Put that in the fridge. We're going to get our second one. Let that one firm a little bit. That one seems like it needs a little bit more firming up. So let's try to trying to get this to release. Let's see. That's the other tricky part, is if they want to stick on the huh. What can I stick down here to release? Let's see. These are the challenges that present themselves occasionally. I'm going to try to get a toothpick, stir underneath to release the cannoli shell. See if that does the trick. Okay, we need to put one down here. Come on, come out, come out. Well, I took a little bit of the inside out, but at least it's still viable. All right. Let's work around these. So obviously this is why a lot of people don't make cannoli shells like fresh, because they do present quite a challenge. Might let it try to cool off a little bit. And we can just see how he's doing. Almost. And let's see how the matter got. Oh, perfect. Time waits for no man, so let's take out the manicotti. And that is some crab manicotti, the quick way. These should be done. Let's see. That one's done. This one needs a little more. That one needs a little more. Okay, let's try to get one more of these out. Just want to be able to show you at least two. And then I'll worry about filling the other ones later on off camera. Actually, we have enough to do two, but I want two good ones. There we go. Oh, well. Almost. Surprised they stick so. Ow! That was not okay. Try to release the sides, release the sides, release the sides. And push. Man, these are difficult. These are a definite challenge. All right. And that round is done. Okay, so we have enough to do at least two for the show now. So let me get one more pastry bag. I am going to, in the meantime, I have a little bit of spinach that I already sauteed off, but I'm going to heat it back up. Because I meant to put the spinach on top of the manicotti, and then I forgot. So I'm just going to put it on the bottom of the manicotti when I plate here in a moment. But let's get chopped filling. This might be a little loose, but we'll work with it. I'll thank y'all for the hearts and claps, everybody. Let's see who came in here. Bunjo, welcome. And Grosso, welcome. Thank y'all for popping in. If y'all stay until the end, we're almost done here. If y'all stay until the end, I'm going to pop into Altspace and answer any questions y'all have. But thank y'all very much for the hearts and emojis. I see y'all there. Okay, so let's try this out. I'm going to get, where are my chocolate chips? I'm going to get some more chocolate chips here. Let's get one of the good shells. All right, come on, where's my thing? All right, get some scissors, cut the bag. Ooh. Ooh, they're gonna be drippy. It's gonna be drippy. We did it a little too loose. So I'm gonna leave it like that. But for the first time making homemade manicotti, not that bad. All right. I would like to get this a little. I'm gonna stick this in the fridge a little bit, or the freezer a little bit more, and then do a little bit more later. But let's do a taste test here. Oh, it might be a little bit runny, but it is really good. All right. Put this back in the fridge. So that was cannolis. But obviously it's better to let the ricotta and everything set a little bit more. If I was going to do it again, I might even add a thickener, or even though that was a very loose ricotta, or I mean a drier ricotta cheese. I might try to strain it out, but I did not have any cheesecloth today. All right, let's plate our manicotti, and then we'll get the wife in here for a true taste test. All right. So I'm going to take a little bit of spinach, put that on the bottom. Then take our fish spatula, and I should just be able to cut down and get the long noodle. Woo! Ha! And then let me get a little bit of parsley. And again, if y'all want to see how all the sauce and stuff was made, if you're just joining in, you can go to my YouTube or the Twitch channel later, and everything will be up there for the full recipes and process and everything. I'm gonna take a little fresh Italian parsley, make a little chiffonade. Put that on top, and there you go. That is some crab manicotti done the quick way. It didn't take, it took about 20 minutes, maybe half an hour, instead of about 45. And let's have a little taster. Hey, sweetie.
Yeah?
Shall we have a taste?
We shall have a taste. Aww.
I've been watching out. He's just been chilling out there.
I love kittens.
I love kittens too.
Ooh, that's beautiful. That's hot though. I'm gonna make it low on.
Oh, that's what I'm gonna do. No, I'm just gonna bite it.
Okay, Mom, can I do that beautiful twist in your hair now? Oh, you got it.
I gotta go taste the food. Take this kitten. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Ooh, yeah. Is this my bite?
That's your bite. You want some? we'll blow together.
Here, and I'll brush your hair.
Albert, you're here.
It's a job. Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I could have taken that out a little bit sooner and it would have been fine. Good? Good. All right, well, I'll try to fill one of these chocolate ones just to see. You can only, stuff came out pretty, nah, it's not, nah, I'm gonna have to let it freeze a bit more.
Can I have a piece of this?
Yeah, well here, watch. Try, at least you can try the, see if you like the filling on that. But again, this was an experiment. So here you go. See if you like the filling and everything. I mean, it's sweet, sweet ricotta, but it definitely needs to sit in the freezer and firm up a bit more before I put it in the shell. So we're gonna do that a little bit later after dinner. But at least I've demonstrated everything as much as I could, because that was a tricky one. So, well, thank everybody for coming. I'm going to pop into AltspaceVR
Oh, you
here.
gotta do your sign off.
Yeah. Oh, Lily, come here.
Gotta do your sign off.
Where are you? Okay, give mine to the kitten.
Oh,
All right. So, what? Yeah. I've looked at the chat. I've been pretty good. What do you want to tell them to do?
like, subscribe, click the bell, and yay! Subscribe, click the bell, give us a like, please!
Yay! All right.
Please!
Okay.
You have a kitten.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Live long and prosper. Namaste.
Namaste.
Nanu nanu. All right, y'all have a wonderful afternoon. Everybody in AltspaceVR, stick around, and I'll be in there in a minute.
Hi!
Say thank you for coming. Say thank you for watching.
Thank you.